Peace and blessings, cool kids and hip hop heads. Welcome to the Soul Logistic Radio Show. Monday morning quarterback. It's still a nation game day. You see when I change the graphics a little bit. Got my boys, you know what I'm saying? I got the minister of information, the straw that stirs the drink, the movie critic, Fat Tom. What's popping?
Man, I got y'all winning the Super Bowl this year.
Say what?
I got y'all winning the Super Bowl, man. They gonna save Tomlin's job. He gonna go out here. They gonna win. They gonna shock you, Doug. Even you are gonna be shocked this year.
Hey man, so before we go any further, man, we lost a brother. I guess it's an icon in this business.
Bad Mama Jamma?
Hey, what is Carl? His name Carl Carter, right?
Yes, sir.
R.I.P. Yeah, R.I.P. to that brother, Bad Mama Jamma. But Tyrone Williams, aka Fly Ty, Cold Chilling Records. You know, we often give credit, well deserved, to Russell Simmons, Andre Harrell, but this brother here with Cold Chilling Records, you talking about Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, Cold Chillin', they was doing their independent, but they were curating and finding artists. There's a lot of labels that were truly independent. I mean, shout out to Sugar Hill Records, Sylvia Robinson, but these people were finding them, and the majors was behind. You know, they always, the corporations is usually late, but yeah, Cold Chillin', yes, even Enjoy had, we had some people that was out there putting out some hip hop, but Cold Chillin' was a staple for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, Cold Chillin', Fly Ty, he was going neck and neck with the big boys. You know what I'm saying? You like you said, you talking about Bismarck and Big Daddy Kane, MC Shan, Roxanne Shante. He was going neck and neck with Russell Simmons and them without having a machine that big backing. I mean, later
without
on,
without having the expenses of a major label. See, I tell people all the time, the smaller, yes, you are making less, but your profit margin is bigger oftentimes because you're not spending what they spending to make these records happen. You knitting it together. You running around calling people saying, man, come on. Who you know in New Jersey, Doug? You got somebody in Jersey? You gonna look, my cousin go to Jersey High. He said his sister know the program director. That's how you was getting it done back in the day with these independents. So, yeah.
So R.I.P. to that brother, man. That hit hard the hip hop community, and that brother never really got his just due. Nobody really talks about Fly Ty like they should. That brother paid the way, man. The bridge and just the discovering Marley Marl and Marley Marl beats. Everybody's still using Marley Marl beats to this point. So R.I.P. to that brother. Now on to the NFL Week 15. Patrick Mahomes down, bro. It's a wrap. They out. Cincinnati, they out. Minnesota, they out.
Dallas, they out.
Who?
Dallas.
Yeah, they hanging on. They got a 1% chance. Yeah, they out. So do you think the playoffs going to be exciting with
I do, because it's sort of like the NBA last year. A lot of people without the big names. You're about to see who the next generation of stars that's coming up. I mean, it can only be Philadelphia and Kansas, and for so long. It's time for some younger energy, some newer energy to come out. I mean, it's a lot of people looking good. Houston, New England. I know they messed it up, but New England for a minute was looking good. Chicago.
That boy from Hopewell is getting it, yo. That boy
Chicago looked really good. Like for a minute, I thought, Chicago might really, really, I think, have a chance. I saw him throw some balls that I said, you know what? If he's on the field, they never out the game. Like
I get for Caleb Williams, I get the Steph Curry vibes as far as the coach lets you let it loose. You're not scared to make them throws. That throw he made to the end zone, if you were scared to get benched, you won't make that throw. But them, go ahead.
What I would say about Caleb and people that play like him and Shador both get accused of holding the ball too long. But what they don't realize is them dudes, they hold it because if they get a window like this big, all they need is this much room, and they put it right there. So, I mean, and they always say he take a lot of sacks too. And I'm saying, like, is it really bad if I throw an interception, if I throw 3 dimes? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so Tommy threw an interception. Yeah, but I threw three dimes for touchdowns. Like they kind of like people that throw the passes that he throws. You have to take the good with the bad. It's sort of it's almost exactly like Steph Curry. Like he's not gonna make all the threes, and I bet you early back in the day they wasn't appreciating him on a fast break layup. He pull up and shoot a three. They're like, "Yo, man, make the layup." But
Right.
now since they've seen it, so quarterbacks that thread the needle like that are going to have interceptions. We can't judge them the way we judge quarterbacks who are just like the 5 yard, 5 yard,
You
five.
you
That's not
talking
what.
you talking about like the Brett Favre, how Brett Favre was like, no, don't throw it across your body. Boom, touchdown. Great job. That
Right.
type of thing.
What happens is this. Um, I'm gonna become my new word is gonna be. I'm sick of people who don't play these sports talking and trying to tell people what they need to be doing in these sports. Like, how you gonna say the man hold the ball too long and he winning? Like, okay, so what that everybody else pass the ball in 2.5 seconds? He throw the ball in 4 seconds, but he throw a dime and it still works. So what they doing is they don't like the game to evolve. That's what I noticed about coaches and older people. They want the game played the way it was played when they played it. And football is changing. Like back then, look, people were running the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had to have a line. The whole smash mouth football, you just stand there and run it. Now you got a lot of it's people throwing the ball a lot now. I mean, yes, you still need a run game, but they are depending on people passing the ball now. Quarterbacks are moving out of the pocket. They're not just standing there. Quarterbacks are scrambling. So the game has evolved, and I'm looking forward to the playoffs because we got people like Houston down there. All these young quarterbacks that we get to
Hey,
see.
speaking about young quarterbacks, we got to give some props to Phillip Rivers, 44 years old. I was scared to death. He came in and he almost led them to a victory, yo. What you
Doug,
think
I
about
watched
that?
that game yesterday and I said, you know what? Uh, who was it? Russell Simmons had it right. 40 is the new 30 because he looked 30 years old. That's a
He looked it
man.
pretty good.
For a 44-year-old dude who ain't played football and he must be going to the gym. He was not sitting at home drinking beer and cooking out on Sundays. I can tell you that. Somebody told him, look, we might need you this year. I'm not saying we do, but you at least need to join the Y
And
or
that
something.
does happen. Stay ready. Stay ready. We never
Right.
know. Somebody might get hurt. So that he could have been down at the high school in the
Something.
back.
Because he looked real for 44. He looked good for anybody. I mean, he held his own for a person that didn't play. That goes to show you how strong the mind is. Because
Mm.
think about it. His body may have slowed down, but his mind still processing. He still understand football. He can still do enough where you don't get embarrassed.
Mm.
And that's really all you can expect for a backup. He's the backup. Like it's not like, the man came off the bench. That's all they ask the people to do when they come off the bench. Look, just don't mess it up, Tommy. Get the ball down, pass it to Doug. That's all I need you to do. Can you get it across half court and pass it?
Their offensive line did a wonderful job. They got knocked down like 4 times. That's the key right there because like you said, Caleb, he was getting a lot of sacks last year, so they got the offensive line is straight. Joe Burrow is going through it, and Cincinnati, he don't know if he want to steal quarterback because the offensive line is so terrible. He getting hit so much. You know what I mean?
Well, football is a team sport. This is one sport. Like basketball, you can kind of a person can take control of a basketball game. Like Michael Jordan, like LeBron James, Steph Curry, they could really take the whole game over. You know what I'm saying? Wilt Chamberlain. But in football, if you don't have no line, then you got to have somebody catch the ball. Like the person when you hit the man in the hands, he got to catch the ball.
and
Speaking of
if
catching the
he do
ball,
catch it, if he fumble,
Speaking of catching the ball, they said Cam Newton did this whole show on Pickens and told him to get up off of him. That with or without CD Lamb, he did his job, and everybody has a bad day. So Cam had this take about Pickens, man. They saying that they are displacing the blame in the wrong places.
right? And for us that watch the game, I'm watching the game. Why they always singling this guy out? Yeah, sometimes he mope. If you're a superstar, you're not getting the ball, you might mope. And he young. But they act like the man dropping passes on purpose or jumping off sides and all that. He's not doing all that stuff. I don't get it. I don't
You
get
know
it.
what I think it is? This is really what I think it is. I think that these beat reporters, people that write these articles and talk about the game, they actually just read the stats. See, you can't really talk about the game if you didn't watch the game. Because if you look at just stats in the game, stats can be deceiving. Like you can look at Shador and say he got sacked 5 times, no, threw 5 interceptions and was sacked 3 times, or threw 3 interceptions, was sacked 5 times.
He
But you
didn't play
don't
that
know that
great.
he hit the man in the hand twice. So all these stats, like you gotta watch the game is all
You
I'm
gotta
saying. You
watch the
can't
game.
just look at the stats and go, and then they paint a narrative. Like you ain't watched the game, and I say, well, Doug, he was awesome, or I say, Doug, he was terrible. Either way, ooh,
And there's a lot of people that do that, even in the barber shop and everywhere. They don't actually watch the game. They just see the highlights and listen to the analysts, but they haven't watched the game. That used to happen to Cordell Stewart a lot. I used to go to work and I watched the game. He played really well. He suck. That they don't even watch the game. They just watch
and,
analysts.
and see, it's okay for a fan. I'm
No, it's
talking about
not.
the Anna.
No, it's not
Yeah,
because they create the atmosphere that George Pickens is lazy, this, that, and the third, and they
yeah, but
keep
you
it.
have an analyst whose job it is to write the narrative. He ain't watched the game. Okay? So
Yeah,
now when the analysts write that, that's how the dude come to work talking crazy because he's saying, man,
not
I read
right,
Pat
but
Thomas'
then
article.
everybody keep the narrative going, and the person that's watched the game like, what are you talking about?
Right. We sat there, watched the whole game, and said, man, Pickens had an awesome game. And man,
How?
man,
Hey, listen, for the first couple of weeks he was there, they was praising the man, wasn't it?
it's all about listen. That's why it brings me back to all these people who don't play the game, who half the time listen. If you got a job, right, and you're supposed to cover a team and you don't watch the game, you run get you had to go to your wife's girlfriend had a baby shower. So you had to go to the baby shower, but you still got to do your job. So you go
Right,
home, you pull the stats, and then you write based on the stats. You listen to a few people, then you write based on the stats, and your whole take be wrong. So
right,
I would just
and
encourage people,
that's why the players get upset, right?
right. Yes. It's just like music. Listen, people say somebody's album. I have heard my students say the album is terrible. Well, have you listened to it? No, I watched the clips on TikTok. Well, wait a minute. How you gonna judge a whole album by clips on TikTok? Speaking of albums,
That's a nice
the
segue. That was a
the
nice
the the,
segue.
the Nas and Premier, two great names in hip hop, got together and dropped the album. Did you have a chance to listen?
Yep. Hey,
And
listen, I'm laying in the bed, wife is trying to sleep. I said, I got to hear this album.
you know what? You and me have the same problems because I turn it on. My wife do not like music when she's trying to sleep. So you know what? That's the problem we have. We be sitting up there, we listen. I turn it on. Like I'm gonna fall asleep to it or sit up until. Yeah, my wife don't go for. She don't like that. She don't like that at all.
I understand the criticism of the beats. I did like kind of want to fast forward a few songs, but then they got some jewels on there too. That pause tape joint is crazy.
Yes.
But
So
but I agree with you. It does sound like a mixtape also.
it's that it's from what we thought a mixtape was when we was coming up. It is a mixtape from
Yeah.
where we came up because it's exactly a mixtape. The only difference is Premier actually did well. Mixtapes you usually didn't have permission to use the beats. It would be Doug Evans rapping over somebody's beat. This time he officially had the rights to use that music. So it's not a mixtape in the sense of they jacked the beats. It's a mixtape in the sense that all of those beats was already used. Now, when I listened I like the Mass Appeal joint. So I listened to the Mass Appeal. That's one of my favorite songs. I don't think it needed to be touched. I don't think Nas ruined it. I don't think he did nothing that made it extra great. But I didn't think it was bad. And pretty much that's the way it was on most of them. So now I'm going back and trying to listen just to see what he's talking about and
But
get a
it's
feel.
funny how people, it's like now when you put out an album, people can't wait to criticize. They can't wait to criticize. And you if you buy an album, you can criticize it too. But they're not talking about Eric Sermon's Dynamic Duo album. That's a nice album too. And to me, De La Soul got the best album of the year.
De La set the
I'm a
bar
little
this year.
biased with the Clips and VA, but De La Soul got the dopest album, hip hop album this year.
Um, I would have to agree. I mean, I listened to the clips. I thought "Let God Sort 'Em Out" was a really good album. See,
But personally, I'm tired of the gun. I'm tired of the drug.
that I was getting ready to say. The deal though becomes when we start judging these music, what if we hold them to peace, love, unity, and safely having fun?
Mm.
Like I'm not saying you can't talk about guns, but I'm saying like where does the safely having fun part come in? Like De La Soul, it didn't seem preachy. You know what I'm saying? Which they said some good stuff. They had good beats and it had good energy. Man, you know what? If Tribe of all them, I bet you if Fife was alive right now, Tribe would be killing the game. Because
But
listen,
I hate to say I sound like a hypocrite because I like the Mobb Deep album. That Mobb Deep album was pretty good, yo.
here's what happens. I do like the storytelling, the gangster storytelling type stuff. I do. But it got to the point where that was cool when we had a real like it is now because you have a Mob Deep and you have a De La Soul and you
Okay.
have a Conceited that's keeping it well rounded. The problem was for a minute we was all the way one way. See that's where we need to get back to because it's not so bad when people are telling gangster stories when you have a Slick Rick and a De La Soul that's lightening it up. When you have a Fresh Prince that's lightening it up. But when everything over here is Biggie and murder, death, murder, then it's too much for me. It's like it
Gotcha.
becomes that's not what it's about. When they were talking about drugs and stuff, it initially started by Melly Mel telling what he saw. You know, the first conscious hip hop record, he was saying, look, this is what I see in New York every day. You know, this ain't the way to go. And it went from that to reporting on the news. That's what Ice Cube said he was doing. Ice Cube said, I'm like a hood reporter. I'm telling you what's going on in the neighborhood. Then Biggie came and said he was like Uncle Remus, telling fake hood stories, like trying to glamorize the hood. He considered himself to be like Disney and Uncle Remus, just making a bunch of stuff up. Then we
But
got into this.
Biggie said some things even back then. I was loving, but even back then he would say some things that I'd be like, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I
he
mean,
got some.
even to the beginning of Juice It, when he was like, no, this goes out to everybody that called the police on me because I was out there just trying to feed my daughter. So you selling drugs in front of my apartment,
And
and
Doug,
you
you better not have called the police on me. Why you calling the police on me? You 11 floors up.
yeah, because
I
I'm
can't
trying
get
to
in the
feed my
building with
daughter
my
too, and I don't want
groceries.
my daughter to get addicted to crack while you out here. You feel me? You're gonna mess up everybody else family because you're trying to feed yours.
All
I
they
didn't
should
really
have
like.
did was call his mother. I wouldn't have
Yeah,
called the police. I'd have called Biggie
that's right.
mom and said, you know, Biggie on the corner selling weed in front of the building. I can't even get in the house.
Well,
Miss
I
Wallace.
don't have a problem with the weed. I don't think he was selling weed, but
I know
anyway.
Miss Wallace would have came down there with her belt and snatched that boy off the block. But see, what I'm saying is this: I don't appreciate. Well, first let's put it in context because when Biggie and them first came out, that was more of a shock value. He was like Howard Stern. Like no one believed he really wanted to date Raven Simone. Like when you listen to that line, Raven Simone was 6 years old, 8 years old max. No one in their mind thought that Biggie wanted to sleep with Raven Simone. I don't think. But now, you know, if you judge them on the lens of today, a lot of them look. DMX, if we start judging people by the lens of today and its political correctness, DMX wouldn't have a career.
I'm not even talking about today. I'm telling you in real time when it came out, when I heard that, I was like, this don't
Well,
sound
you know what I didn't like
it's something about this don't sound right.
in real time, this is what I didn't like. in real time, I didn't like the Ready to Die t-shirts. I refused to give them away. I thought the Ready to Die, just like to give kids, it didn't even seem logical that I would wear a shirt that said Ready to Die. That, just think about that a minute. Like,
Right. In
that's,
real time, you felt that way, right? It
yeah.
ain't right.
I In real time, I thought that was a terrible Trotsky. Um, when Aristotle thought that the Goody Mob for cell therapy, they gave away test tubes. I said, why is we giving away test tubes? They said cell therapy. I said, no one's gonna get that. This is instantly gonna go and be used. You could think you're talking about cell therapy, but
I'm
they're
with
gonna be
you.
cooking crack with these things. You giving away test tubes. So I didn't
I'm
give
with you
those
with
away.
that. I'm with
I
you.
didn't give away the test tubes. I thought that was too much. There's certain things that happen that I really thought smart people, adults should have said, we not doing that. And so I had to be the adult in Virginia. So I threw the test tubes away. The Ready to Die t-shirts, that's something that I did give all the DJs. I didn't take them like they were supposed to be given away at schools like the cassettes. So Biggie, I didn't give away. So George Whiff would allow me to come into the school like I did Outcast there, and I could give everything away there. I didn't feel comfortable giving away Ready to Dies at George Whiff. But Puff did turn around and do the Big Mac sampler where he had Flavor in Your Ear,
The
and
Big Mac
then
joke. That was creative.
but all of those were the remixes. So everything Puff ever gave away was never the original version. So if you listen to Juicy on the album or Big Papa, it don't sound the way it sound on the radio edits. So he did that, and I thought that was. And then he did that for Total too. Total, he had a box of Total cereal with the cassette and a Total
Oh, that's
box that
dope.
had all of them on it.
Hey, so I gotta tell y'all, it's going down, man. My new animated series, ShipMates, loosely based on my time in the United States Navy, is going to premiere Christmas Eve on
I saw
YouTube.
that. I thought it said the 25th, the
The,
24th.
the first episode, Christmas Eve. If you hit the QR code right there, you can subscribe to the YouTube
I
channel.
subscribed.
Subscribe. Let's get the subscription up. And right now, hey, I'm gonna drop the trailer, official trailer for Shipmates, my animation series.
Well,
Check
here's
this
what
out.
here.
Check this out.
Four friends from the gritty streets enlist in the U.S. Navy, hoping to trade gang violence and dead-end futures for discipline and opportunity. But once deployed to a volatile region overseas, they discover that the dangers of the streets pale in comparison to the chaos of war. As loyalties are tested and survival becomes uncertain, they must confront not only external enemies, but the inner battles they thought they'd left behind. Shipmates is a gripping story of brotherhood, redemption, and the high cost of escape.
There you go. So make sure, make sure y'all go and subscribe, man, to the YouTube channel, man. I'm
The,
gonna put
the the soundtrack is gonna be off the meter, man.
hey man, I'm working on this soundtrack. I don't know if I'm gonna get some of my favorite artists that I know to submit songs or just create some songs. I don't know.
Well,
I'm thinking about that right now.
as your manager, I'm gonna say you should create them because then you can own 100% of the publishing. Unless
Yeah,
you're
but
gonna do.
it's some great songs right now that I play on the radio. There's some friends that's really dope and can go along with the whole series.
Right.
And I kind of they can own the songs. I would like to drop them in this,
You're not
the
gonna do them
series.
like Puff. You're gonna let them own their stuff. You're not gonna, you know. They
Yeah,
say Puff did like Andre Harrell, that the advance was all you got. Once you got your advance, don't even think about nothing else.
right. Hey, so tonight it's going down. Pittsburgh Steelers, Miami Dolphins. Steelers 7-6. Miami Dolphins 6-7. We got to win this game. We at home. We have to put Miami Dolphins out the pasture. I want to hear what Fat Tommy think is going to happen in this game. Mike Tomlin, listen, I'm telling you, you mess this one up, you're going to hear 60,000 booing fans like crazy on Monday night. Don't
Let me
mess
tell
this
you.
up.
I think Mike Tomlin understands where he's at and the importance of the game. I think Steelers understand where they at and the importance of the game. I'm picking the Steelers to win. I'm picking the Steelers. They should be able to go in there and win this game because you're talking about Miami, man. Miami.
They just won 4 straight, though.
That they did, and a lot of teams is trying to be spoilers, man. A lot of
Yeah.
teams is really. Did you see the Atlanta game, by the way?
What Atlanta game? Atlanta
The,
who? Atlanta
uh,
against who they play?
Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Man, listen, I think that game had me coming out that game saying there's some questionable stuff going on in the NFL. Now, I don't know from where. Even my sister said the Ravens, they called from New York and changed the call. They was like, "Yo, nah, rerun that. That ain't happening." She said in the middle of the Ravens game, it was a
I watched the game.
controversial
I'm trying
call.
to figure out what she was talking about. I watched the game.
She said the refs made a call and then New York overrode. She said it's never happened before. New York overrode the refs on the
I
field.
can't think of a time, but it don't matter. Cincinnati was giving the game away.
But in the Atlanta game, they had first they had a fumble that all of Tampa Bay was on. It was 5 orange jerseys. Wasn't even a black jersey nowhere around. Then all of a sudden, at the very end of the play, the black jersey went over there and got on top of the pile. When it ended up, they never showed you who came up with the ball, and the ref said Atlanta football. So that was strange to me. I said, I want to see the replay. They never showed a replay. Then they had a interception where Buddy fell down at in the end zone, and they called it a touchdown. It was just a lot of questionable plays in the Atlanta game that made me say, this is just kind of crazy. Like, I don't even know what bearing Atlanta winning would have anything to do with anything. So why they would want Atlanta and Kirk Cousins to win is beyond me. But the game was very suspect. They called it for refs the NFL to investigate these refs. They saying that they better get control of this quick, fast, and in a hurry. And so I'm trying to figure out, is it like the NBA now? Is we like prop betting? Because I'm looking at people not kicking field goals, letting the
Right,
clock run out. I'm
right,
looking at all kinds of
right.
craziness going, do this have something to do with the point spreads? I'm not saying it do or it don't. I'm saying it looks very fishy to me. And if it was my league, I would be saying, I would start looking at point spreads and seeing how these games is being called because the eye test, it's not passing the eye test for me.
Right. So you saying you got Pittsburgh. Hey,
I
shout
got
out to my
Pittsburgh.
guy Lamont Scott. I'm he a Miami Dolphin fan. Shout out to the Kevin Heath. I know a lot of Miami Dolphin fans, but we should put them out the pasture tonight. It should be a wrap for them tonight. And if it's not a wrap for them tonight, it's a wrap for somebody else.
What's the point spread? Do you know?
They got us winning by 3.
Okay, I was thinking y'all would win by a touchdown. I got y'all winning by a touchdown.
Well, 3, you get 3 for being at home anyway. So really, they saying that these guys gonna go toe to toe with us.
I can't imagine that because Miami is not that
Man,
good.
they don't won 4 games straight. What's that running back? Achon, whatever his name. He a little banged up, but we'll see what he got. We'll see what he got tonight. All right, Fat Tommy. Any last words? What you got?
Hey, can I get shipwrecked? Am I able to go show that to wifey now? Is it posted on the YouTube channel?
Not yet. On the 19th, it's going 19th. It's gonna boom. The trailer's gonna be out on the 19th. Boom.
So you you just teased us today.
I just see, this Monday morning quarterback, we get the exclusive right here,
Listen, I'm 60, man. You got to stop it with the teasing. You sent me the jump. I thought I was getting ready to watch 3 episodes. I called my wife in the room, set the TV up. Look, I should have tried to watch it first. I called my wife in the room, set the TV up, said, honey, Doug Shipwrecks is out, man. ShipMates is out. Come on, let's sit down and watch it. She came in there. I hit play, and she said, that say available December 24th, coming soon. I'm like, man, what?
Hey,
Ain't that
look.
damn
Hey,
simple?
look, I got to get the subscription up, and they're so short. They really short. So I'm trying to buy myself some more time to get some more episodes. You know what I mean? I'm trying to buy myself. I got the copyright and everything straight. So now, you know what I mean? So they real short because people
Attention spans is
it's crazy.
low. Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm trying to get the I wanted to get this subscription up so when it dropped, we off and running. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Before we go, I want to say this. I'm really, really proud of you, and you know why they call you Hitler? Not
Hannibal
be-
Smith.
no Hitler. I was at the station. Some people called you Hitler.
Yeah, they
Okay.
did. Yeah, they did.
But listen, they thought they were insulting you, calling you Hitler like you was like demanding stuff. No. Hitler stuck to the mission. It don't matter. Like what you do is the follow through. Like you've been talking about this series since 2014.
Mm.
And back when it cost a lot and it was very hard to put together a cartoon, it was going to cost something like $30,000 for an episode. We did all that research and it won't go happen. And now you fast forward 11 years later and you still know it's a great idea. It was a great idea then, it's a great idea now. And you circled back and you like putting it together. So I am really, really proud of you. Like you like John Time, my hero, the creativity that you have that you don't never stop. All look and have a full-time job. Y'all
Mm.
out there, all y'all artists are saying you can't do it, and where's the time? Doug Evans work a full-time job, get up, spend 8, 10 hours putting together a 1 minute cartoon. Like that is just
And we got the radio show.
and the radio show and the Monday morning quarterbacking. He do all the editing, the voiceovers. Then he got to program the music because it's not like you get music from nobody else. You got to bring like at most radio stations they have the music. You have to bring the music, find it, research it, put it in. I'm thinking that you probably do. I'm not even kidding. I bet you do 60 hours of work outside of your job. Like you
Mm.
work 60
Yeah.
more hours doing stuff for the radio and for the love. Like this is for the love of hip hop. Like even Shipmates has that hip hop feeling. Like it feel like it just not like the PJs, but like the PJs. It just got that real inner city urban feeling, and a lot of people would quit and not take that step. A lot of people would just give up, and that you are a testament to what it's about really believing in something and it doesn't. I know all the things you do. We all would love to make money, but none of these things is guaranteed that you're gonna make money. Not
Right.
from the shows you produce. You bring in Big Daddy Kane. People go, "Why you bring him?" Everybody want to talk about who you should bring. Though nobody never come up and go, "Doug, I got 20 stacks on it. Maybe you should bring." Like if they
Yeah.
come to you and go, "Doug, I got 20 stacks on it. Maybe you should bring." Then you can listen. If the
Right.
man come up to you and go, "Why are you bringing him? What about him?" Well, how much you got on it? And you ain't been to none of the shows. How about you buy a ticket to the show? Just
Right.
buy one ticket to a show before you tell me who to bring.
Fat Tommy, I had a guy, and this is how I get in trouble, just telling the truth and letting people understand sometimes what we go through as creatives and promoters. I had a guy that said Big Daddy Kane was his favorite artist of all time.
He wasn't at the show.
He wouldn't pay $40 to meet Big Daddy Kane in his own backyard. He was trying to figure out a way to keep harassing me and my staff to meet Big Daddy Kane, and he wouldn't even pay the 40. Now the sale before was free, but to meet him, you wouldn't pay $40 to meet who you say is your favorite artist of all time. This is what
So
we're dealing with.
so I got Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan. There's two people that I said, I would ask for their autograph. Nobody else. So if Muhammad Ali was in Petersburg, I would pay $40 to meet him, and then I pay another 40 for his autograph. Like because let me just say this though, Doug. And this is I don't want Petersburg. Look, Petersburg, don't y'all come for me for what I'm about to say. But this is just me having lived here since '07, and this is what I've learned. And this is why we having problems in Petersburg. Because Petersburg is the one place I've been where people don't think they're supposed to pay for nothing. Like in Petersburg, they expect everything to be free. I think we getting too much free stuff here. I really believe I appreciate it. Wait, first I appreciate all the free stuff. But it's making it hard for promoters because you doing Big Daddy Kane free, you doing all these free shows. Then I turn around and I want to do Tyler the Creator for $30, and people go, "Man, it ain't free." I'm like, "What?" So we've been given so much, and you doing all these shows. Listen, even the shows that aren't free in most cities, they are free because you charge so little that people going $20. Like I can't go see nothing for 20. Like
Mm.
America haircuts are $40 right now.
Right, right,
Okay, everywhere else but Petersburg, haircuts are $40 and $50. You go up Richmond, you paying $40, $45. So when you in Petersburg and you getting a $25, $30 haircut, you shouldn't be complaining because that's still below the going rate. So we accustomed to getting stuff so cheap that we're not appreciative because now we
right.
think that's the way it's supposed to be. And then here's the last thing I'm gonna say about that. But then we run out of town. We go see Big Daddy Kane in Richmond and pay $80. We'll
Or
go down
DC,
to,
or
to
drive all the way to DC
the
and
gas
pay.
money, the hotel room, and you pay $100 to see him, and you complain and you won't go see him in Petersburg. And that's what we got to change. We got to change the thought process of people who think everything is supposed to be free.
So and big shout out to the other people because what they don't understand is other people who make them look bad because one guy came up to me and said the same thing. He said Big Daddy Kane is my favorite artist. Just $40. I was about to pay 100. I was like, whoa.
You should have
See,
said you can pay 100.
but I'm just saying that just show you the
Right.
difference. You know what I mean?
What
So
he should have
anyway,
did, see, listen, this how you know he not a hustler. See, if he was a hustler, he would have found out dude wanted to pay 100. He'd have went up and said, "Yo, I can get you in the meat cane for $100." He could have came up on 10, brought you 240s, kept 20 for himself, and went in there and seen Kane. But instead, he in this mentality of how can I beat the promoter down? How can I get him to let me in free? When really that ain't the hustle. What you have to do is figure out how this becomes like I try to figure out how it can be win-win, and I'll give you this last example and let you go. When I first started working records, I had to go in the club. So, you had to pay to get in the clubs all the time. So I met the DJ. So what I would do is I would meet the DJ there and tote their records in. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a
right,
total help because back then they bring in 5, 6, 8 crates. So you help them bring the records in. You in the club. Now I'm talking to them about getting my record played, and then I leave out, and that got me so much respect because DJs loved it because they knew I was gonna help them, and
right.
then the club owners figured I was with the DJ because they seen it so much that it just became a thing. I didn't have to pay to get in the clubs anymore, but it was because
But
I didn't want
at least
something.
you was willing to work.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I didn't want something for free. I was trying to make it look. I'm gonna help you and then you gonna help me because I
Right.
need the record player, but I don't need to pay to come in here to talk to you about a record. What I need to do is just get on in here, and that's how we handle business. So I think when you're trying to do these things, well, we have to learn as a society, as a people, we have to go back to how can I don't have $40, Doug, but maybe I can
Right.
and whatever that is. Like, don't just come and ask. Say,
Right.
look, I got a solution for you. My rent was due. I can't pay it.
Right.
But I really love Big Daddy Kane. I make rings. Here go 2 rings, one for you and Nitra. It ain't much, but
Or how about 2 weeks before the event, hit me up and we figure it out. Don't wait till the day of and try to, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
man, I used to tell my friends all the time, listen, if you call me the day of the show, you're not getting in. Like, you know me for 50 years. I've been over your house every day for the past 3 weeks. An hour before the show, you blowing my phone up.
Right.
Yo, Tommy, can we come to the show? And look, Miss Me and Kenny and Bobby and Johnny and Sue. You could have told me that 2 weeks ago. When at showtime, they don't understand the madness that's going
But
on.
they know if they call you 2 weeks ago, you're gonna lay down of what
You
you
got
need
you
to
got you
do.
got time to negotiate. Look,
Right.
you pick up my car, vacuum it out, and you good. Come on through. But see, they call you the day of. He gonna be running. All he can say is yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, just come on through. Click up, cause you in the middle of trying to get the bar straight, trying to make sure the artist getting picked up, doing sound check. All of these problems that's going on that no one wants to appreciate. And again, that's why I say, listen. if we just get out of the free mindset and get in the mindset of one brother look out for another brother, one sister look out for another sister, we'll get along. We'll get much further in life.
Peace, Fat Time. Appreciate you, bro.
Peace. All righty. Good luck.